Hey, it's me. Yes, I am literally filming this like seconds after I recorded the last one, and I got lazy with like changing my outfit, so I just stuck a new bow on my head in hopes that I can like distinguish the thumbnails from each other when I'm editing. So, I look like a Christmas present for this video. I hope you enjoy this fabulousness. Serious, I'm not taking this off. I'm gonna wear this the whole video, just to bug you guys. Speaking of today's video, I'm talking more about Japan. Gosh, anybody that sees this thumbnail is gonna like think I'm a total weeaboo. It's like, oh look, I've got a Lolita bow and a Harajuku sweater and I'm talking about Japan. I'm not a weeb, I swear. So I know I covered quite a bit in my last video about Japan, but I just kind of covered a few experiences I had. Whereas now I want to cover one topic that I hold dear to my heart, and that is food. Yes, Japanese food is famous for being cute, weird, delicious. Depends on who you are, I suppose, and what you like. Now, a lot of people would assume Japanese food is mainly sushi and rice and fish and all of that jazz. And for the most part, that's like a main staple. That's the word, staple in their diet. But that's kind of like assuming all Americans eat is cheeseburgers and french fries. I mean, for some of us that's true, but not all. But the food in Japan was much more than just sushi, which the sushi there is amazing, by the way. And now, if you're a person that does not like fish and you're going to Japan, then you're gonna learn to like fish, because that stuff there is bomb. And if you go to Japan without having any sushi, what are you doing with your life? But I suppose, if you have a fish allergy or something, that makes sense, because there are many more things to eat in Japan than just sushi. For instance, I'm gonna start with some of the things I love in Japan. First of all, melon pan bread. Now, actually, I learned that this is actually a very redundant name for us Americans to call it. Pan is actually Japanese for bread, so I'm calling it melon bread bread. So, I'm just gonna call it melon pan, or just melon bread, because that's technically what it is. But melon bread, oh my gosh, it's so good. I made some after I got home from Japan because I wanted it so bad. It wasn't nearly as good as the stuff in Japan, obviously, but it was close enough. Melon bread, weirdly enough, is not actually made of melons. It's supposed to look like a melon. So you have this bread roll with a cookie crust dough on top, and then it's cut to look like a melon. And when I got it in Japan, it was fresh. They cut it in half and they put vanilla ice cream in the middle, and oh my gosh, I was in heaven. I could eat that stuff for the rest of my life and die from it, and I would be happy. I kid you not. But if you're not a fan of sweets, which, I mean, who isn't? But I suppose there's people like that out there, you sickos. I'm kidding. But if you're not a fan of sweet things, then that's also kind of a good thing in Japan, is because there's a lot of non-sweet dessert-y things. For instance, taiyaki, which if you played Mystic Messenger, they call it fish-shaped bread, which is basically what it is. It is fish-shaped bread that is filled with red bean paste. A lot of people hate red bean paste, yet a lot of people love it. It's kind of it's a toss of the dice whether you're gonna like it or hate it. I personally love it. Red bean is amazing. And when I had it there, it was fresh, so it was hot, and it was so good. I wanted to find it back here in the States, but I've got a couple Japanese stores nearby, weirdly enough, but I have not been able to find any. I guess that's mainly because it probably doesn't come prepackaged. I don't know. I was only in Japan for 2 weeks. So. And one thing I absolutely loved about Japan was their gas stations. Now you're probably thinking, gas stations? Ew, aren't those super dirty and have super cheap, gross food? First of all, food was cheap, yes, but their gas stations were insanely clean. Everything is clean in Japan. If you're gonna move to Japan or go to Japan, you better clean up after yourself, because that is what the culture teaches. Okay, this is kind of bugging me, I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna stick this right here. That looks slightly better. Screw it, I don't care. Anyway, what was I? Gas stations, that's right. So went there, insanely clean, super awesome. Food was amazing. Okay, get this. I had a rice ball with raw tuna in it from a gas station in Japan. It was amazing. I did not get sick. You know, you would think raw fish at a gas station. It was completely fine. I mean, yeah, it probably wasn't the best, but it was fine. I didn't get sick. I didn't feel I didn't feel nauseous afterwards. That's the word I was looking for. Good job, me. And like another thing that was there, you probably saw it in my vlogs. They also, so they had like, you know, the steamed buns there. They had curry buns, which I was like, oh my gosh, because I watched Black Butler. I didn't watch all of it, but in Black Butler, if you've seen it, you know that they, you know, Sebastian makes the curry buns, and that's like a big thing, and they had those there, and I was like, oh. So I got to eat a curry bun. But another thing they had was those steamed buns, but they were shaped like the cat from Yokai Watch. It had these little cat ears, and it had a little smile. It was so cute. And it was amazing. And it was at a gas station. This wasn't, you know, like some specialty store. This was a gas station on the side of the road that sold these decorated buns. And it was amazing. Ugh. And of course, you know, no Japan food thing is complete without mochi. I mean, there's two types of mochi. I tried while I was there. Obviously, there's the normal mochi, which you buy and you get it normal. It's amazing. It's kind of jelly-like and sticky. Then there's ice cream mochi, which is the best thing ever. If you like dough. If you don't like dough and you don't like raw-ish tasting things, then you will hate this. But I freaking loved it because it was like dough surrounding ice cream, and then you bite into it and it's gooey and it's melty. Oh my gosh, I need to stop doing that. I've been doing that throughout this whole video. I've just been like, anyway, I'm actually, my mouth is watering thinking about it. But yeah, so there was that, and then there's this one pudding, it's called egg pudding. I've seen a lot of like, I don't know why, I've seen a lot of pictures of it, and I got some for like, I don't know, 300 yen or something, which is $3 in America. And I tried it, it was amazing. It was like vanilla pudding almost, but with a little like twist on it, and a little like chocolate at the bottom. Excellent. But now I've talked all about the things I did like, and I'm probably making you hungry thinking about them. I mean, I know I'm making myself hungry. Now time to talk about things I did not like in Japan, which was very, 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 very few compared to the things I did like, food-wise. So let's get started on that. So when it came to like the food, the only things I did not like were when we were in Okinawa, which is where we were staying mostly, which is a very cool island. It's like its own separate culture almost away from Japan. Like it has the Japanese culture to it, but it's more a bit islander almost. And you might have seen in my vlogs, we went to this traditional Okinawan restaurant. It was like, it looked like someone's home basically. It was so cool. You knelt in like front of the tables, and they would give you like very, very traditional Okinawan food, which was not sweet at all, except for, I will tell you about this later, there's purple potato. I'm gonna go on rant about that purple potato in a second. But there was all of this, like this rice that was like Easter colored. It was pastel pink and green and white, and it was very, very sticky and very thick. It was super good. It tastes like normal rice, but like a little more earthy. I mean, which I liked personally. There was lots of veggies, lots of Okinawan veggies, and before I talk about the thing I really didn't like, I'm gonna tell you about this purple potato. Oh my gosh, it's the best thing ever. Like, it's a traditional Okinawan staple, kind of. You know how like our thing is like kind of more chocolate flavored things? I don't know if that's necessarily American. Strawberry. Strawberry is more of an American flavor. And in Japan, it's kind of, you know, green tea flavored things. In Okinawa, it's this purple potato. And I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of sweet, but kind of earthy, but like, it's so good. So first of all, when they give it to us steamed, it was like a pudding almost. And it was so good. And then there was like desserts that were flavored after it, and there's mochi that's flavored after it. Luckily, like the Japanese store near me actually sells that purple potato mochi. And whenever I'm like feeling like I'm allowed to spend money on myself, I snag some. I probably like keep that store in stock at this point. Okay, I'm done talking about the purple potato. I just realized that literally describes me. I am a purple potato. Things I did not like. There was two main things that I absolutely did not like in Japan that I would not eat again. Probably not even if you paid me. Which was, weirdly enough, no meat. It was not a meat that bothered me. I can eat octopus and squid and, you know, lobsters maybe, but I mean, and all these like crazy meats, and I'm down with the eel. Oh, I love eel. Anyway, all these crazy meats, and it was just fine. What got me was the plants. Weirdly enough, I don't like salad. I'll eat squid, I'll eat, you know, spider probably. Honestly, I would probably try a spider. I hate spiders, but I'd try it. When you, plants, I don't know. There's something about plants. I don't like eating them very much. There's some I do like, don't get me wrong, but like salads and stuff, just meh. There was these two dishes. I could not like force myself to choke it down. One was this thing that's only native to Okinawa. It's called, I don't remember what it's called actually, but it's a bitter root. And it's like a green ring that looks almost like a kiwi, and it's kind of bumpy on the outside. And they give you some when we go to this restaurant, so I was like, oh, it kind of looks like kiwi, I'm gonna try it. It is the most bitter thing I've ever tasted. Like, bitter. There's no flavor, it's just bitterness, pure bitterness. It is like eating your tears and sadness and bitterness. You know, it's like eating my emotions, basically. Now, with something, maybe it would have tasted better, and I was probably just being a stupid American eating it by itself. But the other thing that, I probably ate this one wrong too, but I call them snot beans. That's what my friend called them anyway. So I just call them snot beans. I don't know exactly what they're called, but they look like little white beans covered in snot, basically. And the more you stir them, the more snot covered they get. They're very sticky looking, and like, they looked interesting, honestly. I was like, oh, I totally want to try this. So I took some of it, and because I was with my aunt, who was not a huge adventurous person with food. And so I went to try it, and I was like, she probably just didn't like it because, you know, she doesn't like most food. So I went to try it. It tasted like vomit. Like, this is in my eye. I kid you not, it tasted like straight up vomit. And I literally took like one bean, I tasted it, I was like, nope, I can't. Like, I didn't spit it out or anything because I feel like that's really rude. But needless to say, I never touched those snot beans again. Of course, again, you're probably supposed to put them with something, and I was probably being stupid. That's probably like, you know, the equivalent of a Japanese person being like, can you believe these Americans just straight up eat horseradish? It's like, oh no, you're supposed to put horseradish on something, you know. And then one final thing, because this video's kind of going long, is we went to the sushi go-round, which was amazing. If you ever go to Japan, you have to go to a sushi go-round. It's literally a conveyor belt of sushi that just comes around, and people are seated at tables around it, and you have this little computer, and you can order what you want, and they'll send that out, and you have to grab it, or you can just take whatever you like. They have certain like different colors for different things and different prices, and you just keep the plates on your table, and then once you're done, they just charge you for whatever you ate. And honestly, I think it's really efficient, because here in America, we throw away so much food because we just like, oh, I ordered way too much, and I just took a bite out of the other half, and I didn't really want it, so I'll just toss it. But here, like in Japan, it was like, they were very strict about being conservative with your food, and like, they had signs at buffets saying like, only take what you will eat. If you leave extra food on your plate, you will be charged extra, and stuff like that, which I really think was cool, because that probably helps a lot with, you know, conserving food and not throwing away so much. Anyway, that's kind of all the time I have for right now. If you like these Japan stories, you know, leave a like or something, I guess. And I will probably be doing more of these videos, honestly, because I like talking about Japan. And people around me probably think I'm really annoying because all I like talking about is Japan. They're like, oh, this in Japan, this in Japan. It's nice to rant about it and like just gush and be a total weeb. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit of a weeb. But anyways, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next Tuesday. Bye!